with a trade twist. Todd McShay has two big trades going down. The Bills trading up to number 2 and the Dolphins trading up to number 6. Let's take a look at where some notable prospects land. Stay with me here. So we start with quarterback Sam Darnold. Todd has Darnold going number 1 overall to the Browns, while Mel has him going number 2 to the New York Football Giants. Next among the popular QB prospects is Josh Allen. Todd has him going number 2 to the G-Men. Mel has him going number 1 to Cleveland, and maybe the most controversial quarterback prospect, that'd be Chosen Rosen. Both Todd and Mel have him going number 3 to the Big Apple with the Jets. How about some agreement there? And the last of the big 4 QBs is Baker Mayfield. Todd has Baker going number 6 to the Finns. Mel has him going 5 to Denver. And then there's this guy, Saquon Barkley. While the top 5 of their drafts are QB heavy, both Mel and Todd agree Saquon will go number 4 to the Browns. On that note, we bring in the greatness, Mel and Todd. How are we, guys?
You're good, Mal.
Couldn't be better.
Thanks for being here with us. I'm glad you agree on a couple of things. That's exciting. You're like Max and Stephen A.
Excuse me for interjecting. I just want to take this moment. First of all, it's lovely seeing both of y'all. Always appreciate you both.
Good, Stephen
but I got to give a special amount of love to my man, Mel Kiper Jr. right there. Because I watched him this morning, and he said something that touched my heart. I have been going off about this for years. We constantly talk about the players, and Mel Kiper brought up the coaches, about coaches doing their jobs. And how come we don't hold them accountable enough? And in terms of preparation and development and things of this nature, we constantly talk about what players are and what they're not, instead of talking about the responsibilities on the shoulders of a head coach. Mel Kiper,
it sounds like a personnel guy.
You made me proud.
Just dumping all the onus and blame.
You're learning from Stephen A. Is that what I'm hearing?
The late, great Bill Walsh. Would you think Bill Walsh knew something about football?
He's right.
One of the best ever, right? He said, hey, tell me what he can. Show me what a player can do, not what he can't do. And I can make that consistent. But as long as he shows me he can do it, I can coach him up to really level it off.
Amen.
And there you go.
Way to put people in their
Let's get it on.
All right, let's get into it. We'll start with number 1 overall. So Todd has Darnold at the top. Mel has Allen. Mel, why is Allen a better fit than Sam Darnold in Cleveland?
He's the most talented player, you could argue, at any position in this draft. At his spot, Josh Allen. And you could say improvement.
Depends on how you define talent, Mel.
Talent, arm strength, athleticism. He's got the want to. He's got the competitiveness. If he's coached, that gets back to what we were talking about, Stephen A. alluded to. It's coaching. If you can't take Josh Allen and make him a big-time NFL quarterback, then you got a quarterback coach issue, a coordinator issue, and a head coach issue.
He's got a lot of tools, but he's got to learn how to process information quicker. He's got to be more consistent with his accuracy. And is he going to lock in on receivers and stay on the primary? I mean, that's something that is concerning. I love Josh Allen's physical tools, but I think the processing part is what is making some teams nervous about the next level, whereas Josh Rosen doesn't move like him, and he doesn't have the big arm, but he's going to process information quicker and get the ball out.
It's like a time warp. It's like I heard this with Sanchez and Stafford not that long ago, and I'll take the big arm guy who wants to be great and will do everything in his power to be great, and he's already improved. Would you agree that when he came back from that shoulder injury, they won the bowl game? They lost when he didn't play, but they won when he came back. Then from that point on, did he not improve? Senior Bowl game, Senior Bowl week, Senior Bowl game.
Jordan Palmer's helped him. There's no question. But Sam Darnold, Sam Darnold is. It's hard to look at the body of work of all these quarterbacks and not say that Darnold's the best quarterback in this draft.
Did you see the Notre Dame game, the Ohio State game, the Washington State game?
No protection and no receivers.
I saw unforced errors on Sam Darnold in those games.
Do you see some of the plays that he makes that nobody else can make? Do you see how quickly he processes information?
Nobody else can make.
Gentlemen,
really?
Yeah. Sorry, Stephen A. Go ahead. This is your show.
Gentlemen, I feel the need to interject here. I can't believe that I'm saying this to both of you two, but I think it's necessary at this particular juncture. Calm down. It's okay. Okay, let's calm down.
Let's tell us to calm down.
Yeah. It's like I'm watching the matchup within the matchup, too, and then those two.
Really, Stephen A? Hey, listen, guys, here's the deal. I'm looking at Cleveland. They're the #1 team. Mel, I understand what you're saying about the upside, but my question to both of you would be this. When we talk about Todd is talking about a guy like Sam Darnold that's considered an individual who has the immediate package, Mel, as opposed to somebody that has to be built up into that. Can Cleveland afford to take a risk considering the number of times they've missed on the quarterback spot? Don't they have to go with the safe bet as opposed to the person with the potential of a greater upside?
Well, do you want a grand slam or do you want a single or a double? I think that's what you look at. And everybody says, well, it could be a strikeout. I don't buy that. And I think to your point, Stephen A., about who's more ready, who cares? It doesn't matter this year because all these teams have players, quarterbacks in place to allow them to develop. We said the way it used to be type draft for quarterbacks. Cleveland has Tyrod Taylor. He gave up the first pick in the 3rd round, which is a starter to get him. It wasn't a throwaway 6th or 7th round pick. So for Cleveland, they had the quarterback in place. Who does this kid Josh Allen remind everybody of? Matthew Stafford and Brett Favre. Brett Favre was at 52.4% coming out of Southern Miss. And I have argued this point for the last month. This notion that you better complete 60% in college or you'll never complete 60% in the NFL is ridiculous. And the thing with Josh Allen, guys,
you're talking about the only 2 guys in the last 20-something years. First,
no.
I'm not hung up on the statistics. I'm just like, I've gone 20 years if I'm the Cleveland Browns without a quarterback. We've missed on guys. We've passed on guys. We've taken 3 quarterbacks with the 2nd pick in the 1st round, and we've missed on all of them. From the Notre Dame quarterback to Brandon Weeden to Johnny Manziel.
Right.
Get it right this time. Take the best, most complete quarterback of this class, and I think it's clearly Darnold.
Well, the thing, here's the point.
Stop bringing up Brett Favre all the time, Mel Kiper Jr. When a man threw 336 career
Hold on, Stephen A. Hang in, Stephen A. Mel, I want to ask you something, and Todd, I'd like to ask you, but I agree with you, so I got to go with Mel here.
Sure, go ahead.
This is predictive what you guys are doing. We all know the NFL is risk averse. Who is the quarterback that checks off the most boxes? Darnold can throw. Darnold can run. Darnold can process information quickly, as Todd mentioned. Darnold is accurate. Darnold has size. In fact,
durable.
Darnold is good on and off the field. He's durable. He's had a lot of starts. He's had success. The only guy who actually checks boxes at a higher level than him, but he's shorter, is Baker Mayfield. Darnold has everything Baker Mayfield has in many respects without the off-field issues and with size. Why would the NFL suddenly pick the riskier guy instead of the safe bet when that's normally what they do?
It's these
Great question.
False narratives are being created, Max, about Josh Allen. And the problem is when Todd says about Josh Allen, he can't do this, this, and this, he likes Josh Allen.
I do like Josh Allen.
So let's eliminate the hate from the equation. Eliminate the hate. And just say you don't have to hate Josh Allen to like Sam Darnold. I happen to like Sam Darnold. I said back in August it'd be clearly the #1 pick in this draft by a mile. Okay? I'm not against Sam Darnold. I'm just saying this negative talk about Josh Allen is ridiculous. He only threw over 32 passes in a game 1 time in 2 years. When you were only throwing it 15 to 25 times, he was 19 attempts in their bowl game, went 11 for 19. But he had a great game. So this notion that Josh Allen isn't this, and this is ridiculous. He's improved a lot. They have coached before their name for a reason. The kid has all the talent you would want. He's got the work ethic, the passion. He can make any throw. He's got freakish talent. And that's why I think Josh Allen should be in the discussion to be the #1 pick. Todd's got him going #2. He doesn't have him going 22. And I'll tell you this, guys. Everybody had him 15. He's a lot closer to #1 than 15 right now. So I won that battle and the discussion.
Congratulations. Why not eliminate risk when you're in this situation that Cleveland's in? That's my only question.
You think Darnold has no risk?
I think he has a lot less risk, yeah.
All right, lot less risk. But he has some
Hey, guys,
risk.
let me follow. One of the things that's been percolating in the news recently is about Josh Rosen, because we've seen what Jim Mora had to say about a guy that some people have projected the Jets may potentially take at #3. I'm wondering what you guys thought about that, and more importantly, do you think it's a situation that could potentially negatively affect him?
I think first of all, with Rosen, he is so intelligent that it's almost like that CEO who's brilliant and he struggles with the social skills sometimes. And I think there are some people in that building that just didn't like Josh Rosen. And I think there are some scouts and some people in the NFL and some people in that building at UCLA that just didn't like that he came from all that money, that his great-grandmother started the Wharton School of Business, that his dad's a surgeon, his mom's successful, they have money. Are there some questions about coachability and making sure that you as an NFL team are going to bring him in and pay him $20-something million in guaranteed money? Do you have to have the right people in the building? Absolutely. This guy needs to be challenged mentally. But I thought my take from it was that you had a coach who lost his job, who was supposed to go to the next level and become the king of L.A., and didn't do it with Josh Rosen. And now it's a little bit of spilt milk and a little bit of kind of just a salty attitude towards the quarterback that didn't bring you to where you wanted to be. And to me, it was more of an embarrassment for Mora than it was an indictment on Rosen.
I agree.
And I will say this, the concern for me is about durability. And Todd mentions durability with Darnold doesn't have it. Allen had the shoulder, which he came back from and played. Josh Rosen had a shoulder, missed half the season 2 years ago, had a concussion, multiple, then it was 32 days in concussion protocol and didn't play in their bowl game, which would have been his final game of his career. And he did outduel Sam Darnold in the crosstown rivalry. And we came out of that game saying, there's no question, Josh Rosen's a better quarterback on that same field that day in that rivalry game. Yet Josh Rosen is going 1 or 2. He could go 3. But he's not going 23. He's going 3. So all this negative talk about Josh Rosen, he's still going to be one of the elite players in this draft.
Guys, are we being lazy with this in the sense that, like, guys who look like college quarterbacks, people aren't projecting forward? I'll leave Lamar Jackson alone for a second. But Baker Mayfield, the best quarterback in the draft, like, is it just that he's too short? He's over 6 feet tall. Why is he automatically put fourth behind the other three you just mentioned?
Antics and professionalism. I think that's what you got to say. You got to see if he can become a CEO of a football team. You don't want any concern about your quarterback. All this talk that it's because he's enthusiastic, that's great. But the antics have to stop. Be professional. Be a guy that's highly regarded. I don't think there's any doubt about his work ethic, and the teammates love him, and everybody loves him. Hey, that's college. Okay, he's 6'1.5", can't change that, and he's got to be professional, and he's got to be the guy that you don't have to worry about at 3 in the morning. You got other players to worry about, you can't worry about your quarterback.
I think the other thing is coming out of that system, and Lincoln Riley and their staff do such a good job of giving him easy targets and easy throws. So his tape is harder to watch. And you got Josh Allen throwing to receivers that can't get open down the field, USC throwing the ball down the field without protection. To me, and the same with Josh Rosen, more NFL-style systems, but you've got to really, maybe there's 5, 6 throws in a game that are NFL-style throws. And if you go and weed those out, he is very accurate. But I think there's something to evaluating college quarterbacks in a different system and how difficult it is. You've got to be ready to do what Bill O'Brien did with Deshaun Watson a year ago and tailor things to what he does specifically well.
And you have him going to the Dolphins trading up, and you have him going to Denver. No,
Molly,
just wanted to put
there is
that
no
out there.
question here. There is no question here, just a closing comment. I am very concerned about my man Mel Kiper Jr. in this regard. You just brought up the leadership issues with Baker Mayfield, but you got him going to South Beach? I'm very concerned. I'm very concerned about that.
I don't have to go to South Beach. Hey, I'm not the guy projecting trades and breaking rules here.
I understand that. I'm just saying. Mel has Dolphins selecting Baker Mayfield at number 6. I'm just saying it's a concern.
I do.
He has him going to Denver.
No, I apologize.
I
have him going to Miami.
Well, then I'm very concerned.
I love it.
If Baker Mayfield can stay healthy and be 3/4 the quarterback Deshaun Watson was,
hey, by the way, real quick, I hope you guys heard the praise of Josh Allen intertwined in that little commentary about Baker Mayfield.
Oh, okay. We did.
All right.
This is a lot to handle for me, all 4 of you at once.
Mel's critique of Baker Mayfield, I'm very concerned about him ending up in South Beach then. I'm very concerned. I'm very concerned.
Because you're easily distracted.
I'm very concerned.
A special talent.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, we know. Mel, Todd, always good to see you.
Thanks.
Come back soon.
Started goalposts on Mel with Josh Allen.
The Warriors are the defending champs, but the Rockets are the best team in the NBA this season, so it's Houston, the scarier team come playoff time. Jazz star Donovan Mitchell will tell you. He joins us in the second hour. And LeBron faces off against Nick Saban. Don't miss why the king of the court is coming at the king of college football. Stay here. It's First Take.